MortgageMarketingCoach.com presents Mortgage Marketing Secrets with Doran Aldana.
Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about how to become the #1 mortgage advisor to the rental market. Here's how it works. You target rental apartment complexes in your area. Not the dingy, grungy, ghetto apartment complexes, obviously, but the ones who are paying an amount that would let you know there's a high likelihood they could afford to buy in your area. Okay, maybe just buy an entry-level condo, for example. So they're paying $1,000 or more per month. Your critical number might be more. It might be $1,500. It might be $2,000. So determine how much someone needs to be paying per month to be able to reasonably afford to own, and then find rental complexes in your area that are entirely rental complexes that have an average rental amount that is in that ballpark. Okay? So you're strategic about it. You find out the mail walks, the postal codes that those particular complexes are in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do an unaddressed mail drop in those complexes. Because even if someone moves, here's the kicker. Someone else is going to move in who's also your target market. They're renting and they could and should be owning. So you've always got a revolving, ready market of people who could be owning but aren't, and you can show them how to own sooner with little money down. So here's a postcard. Here's the front of the card. It's got a depiction of the guide called 7 Steps to Stop Renting and Own a Home Instead. And it says, free report reveals 7 secrets to stop renting and own a home of your own, even with as little as 5% down. Obviously, you can modify that if that's not the case in your particular area. And it says, here's just a portion of what you'll discover. Benefit, benefit, benefit. We're building value for the report. And then it's got a tenant alert. Did you know that for as little as your first month's rent and security deposit, you have enough money to buy a home, even with less than perfect credit? Okay, so it's getting people a little curious. Maybe they're thinking, I wasn't aware of that. Maybe we should consider buying a home sooner as opposed to later. And then it's got over, please. And then the back of the card says free report shows how, and then you would insert the apartment complex name, in this case Ravenwoods. How Ravenwoods tenants can stop renting and buy a home of their own sooner. Yes, really. Dear Ravenwoods tenant, my name is John Smith. I have very exciting news for you. You can stop flushing away rent money every month, stop making your landlord rich, and buy a home of your own right now without getting a second job, and I can help you every step of the way. Imagine a home of your own, a fenced yard for the kids, a garage for your car, enough room for your stuff, on a quiet street, privacy, comfort. Did you know there are home loans that will fit you and your family's needs with an affordable mortgage payment, even if you have less than perfect credit? So what are we doing? We're building value. We're building the dream. We're kind of getting them in touch with what's possible. We specialize in, it talks about your specialty. Why waste your money on rent when you can pay about the same amount of money and own a home of your own instead? Well, that's a good question. For your no obligation copy of our free report titled blah, 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 call our 24-hour information hotline, 1-800 blah, 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 extension 201. You'll be glad you did. Sincerely, John Smith, home ownership financing expert. Now, John Smith may not necessarily have that as his signature on his email for everybody, but because he's targeting renters, he's specializing himself to make himself look like an expert, like a specialist, like an authority in working with renters and helping them become homeowners. So that's very strategic. His title underneath his name is very strategic. It's also got a cell phone for people who are hot for what he has and just want to call him direct. Then it's got a PS. There's no need to speak to anyone live. Simply call our 24-hour recorded message hotline. Request a copy of your report. Let me show you how I can save you thousands of dollars on the purchase of your first home. Well, again, for people who are lukewarm, that's a pretty compelling offer. Don't have to talk to anyone live. Can do it at my own pace, in my own time. Why not? I'll give it a shot. Okay? So will this generate a massive amount of leads? Probably not. But will you generate a few? You certainly will. And here's the kicker. Why not share the love or share the expenses and leads with your realtor? Does your realtor want more buyer leads? Absolutely. Does your realtor want more buyer clients? Absolutely. Well, why don't you share the costs and share the leads? It's a win-win. It lowers your costs, it increases your ROI, and everyone wins, and you're adding more unique value to your realtors. So don't ever allow yourself to say this BS that you can't give your realtors referrals that often, or you can't give your realtors leads that often. This is a perfect example of how you can do that, and I'm just getting started.
For more marketing secrets with Dora and Aldana, go to www.mortgagemarketingcoach.com.